Hello, my name is Maria Dowling. I'm the CEO of Rockland Jewish Family Service. The global pandemic has been a time of great challenges for all of us. It has been a story of isolation, loneliness, grief, and loss. But it's also a story about hope. It's a story about all the people, all the ordinary people who have stepped up in these extraordinary times to help others in need. So thank you for joining us today as we tell our story about Rockland Jewish Family Service and all of the wonderful people who personally and professionally stepped up this year. And this is Lillian's Cafe. Lillian's is a job skills training program for people on the autism spectrum. Of course, during the pandemic, Lillian's had to close for quite a while. We quickly shifted to providing and making homemade soup for Holocaust survivors that was delivered weekly by many of our volunteers. We have continued to provide that weekly soup delivery through 2021, and we will be continuing to do so through 2022. So now let me take you behind the scenes to meet some of the people, the extraordinary people who make Lillian's Cafe work.
My name is Mark Resnick. I work at Lillian's Cafe. I've been working for the last 2.5 to 3 years, and it's actually a very enjoyable job. It's a really good way to sharpen your skills for life.
No, thank you, and you did a great job. Thanks so much. Take care, have a great day. Small coffee with cream.
My name is Scott Elheit, and I work at Lillian's Cafe. I like working here because it's very calming, relaxing. Everyone's really nice. Well, Mark is very good at making the food side. Give him the order and he does it really well.
Scott is very helpful. He gets the orders to me so I can get them out quick enough for the customers.
Now let me introduce you to Michelle Koenig, our Director of Clinical Programs. She's going to talk to us a little bit about our wonderful camp program, Camp Kipponga.
Thanks, Maria. Camp Kipponga is a wonderful summer camp program for youth who struggle with social skills and social interaction. Last summer, summer of 2021, more than ever, was such an important year to run our summer camp. Kids really needed a place to go where they could socialize and be around other people. We really focus a lot on social interaction and helping the children to make friends. And it really gave youth a chance to come out and interact with each other and practice some of the social skills that they were lacking when stuck at home. Our campers worked so hard to get along with each other, to learn new skills, and to try new activities. And now we have a few camp families that wanted to share their experience with you.
I am 13 years old, and I have been coming to Camp Kipponga since 2018. My favorite thing about camp is that I always leave with a smile on my face, and that also I get to make lots of friends and meet lots of nice people. I like sports, art, and science. What I like about the counselors is that they know how to treat you like family. They help you when you're sad or you fall. I do want to be a counselor. You treat the children as if they were your children. You're nice to them. You play with them. That's what I like about the counselors, and that's what makes a good Camp Kipponga counselor a good Kipponga counselor.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Eric.
And we have two wonderful boys who have gotten a lot of experience here through all the different offerings. So both of our boys had gone to different sessions of Camp Kipponga and brought home a lot of useful skills, a lot of transferable skills. So they certainly had fun in the summer, but it allowed them to learn how to play games and learn how to communicate with other campers and learn how to communicate with other adults.
He looked forward to it, and he always knew what was coming. So he knew what activity they were doing. If they were doing some cooking activity, he was thrilled to be trying that. Telling us all about it on pickup too. Really excited about it.
He was able to bring some of those skills home too. So some of the cooking, some of the Lego building, the karate, the yoga, all the really cool things he really was able to try in a really safe camp experience way.
Yeah, and even just how to follow the rules of a game, how to play a game fairly, how to follow through if you won a point, if you didn't win a point, and just be gracious about it.
Volunteers are essential here at Rockland Jewish Family Service, and nowhere are they more essential than here in the Rhoda Bloom Kosher Food Pantry. We distribute kosher food to individuals in Rockland County once a month. So let's go meet our unsung heroes who are responsible for making our Rhoda Bloom Kosher Food Pantry work. They help out with distributing, they help out with picking up food, they help with our school drive, and for making sure that we have the essential ingredients that we need each month to distribute to people in need.
Hi, I'm Catherine Samelin. I want to tell you a little bit about the food pantry volunteers that are this year's Unsung Heroes. The volunteers who drive our food pantry truck are completely essential to the operation of the pantry. They're the ones who bring in food from the Food Bank of New York in time for the distribution each month. Sometimes it's tough coordinating everyone's work schedules to accommodate the food bank calendar, and we really suffer when we don't have enough hands on deck. But through the pandemic, we've been able to lean heavily on the work from home schedules, and everybody's got a little bit of extra time. And that may change soon, so we're a little bit worried about what happens next, to be honest. Andy, Alan, and Mike have really stepped up. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Your good humor and flexibility make it a pleasure to work with you, and you really do make the pantry possible.
Some time ago, my wife, Catherine, asked me to come in and help when they needed an extra hand unloading the truck. And from there, I started to do it more and more every month. I began becoming the truck driver on a regular basis. Actually, my kids had also been heavily involved, and I wanted to be a part of what my family was doing in helping our community.
My name is Andy Blau. My wife one day said, "Would you like to help out JFS?" And I wasn't really sure exactly what that entailed, but waking up in the morning, coming out here and helping JFS fulfill its mission is a truly wonderful way to start the day. So I would suggest to everyone, encourage everyone to come out and help JFS. It's a great feeling to unload the truck, load the truck, hand the food out. It's a real fulfilling operation here at JFS, and there's no better way to spend a couple hours of your day.
My name is Alan Katz. I'm involved because my wife Lisa is the director of the Rhoda Bloom Kosher Food Pantry. We could use all the help we can get. It's a terrible time for people. Food is scarce. Food insecurity is very high. There's a small group of volunteers that come every month, but the more the merrier. We could really use your help.
Packing the food and getting it out to the recipients is the heart of our pantry activity. Sometimes it's hectic as we try to get all the right things into the boxes, in the right order, in the right amounts. And our next honoree is Melanie Marchfeld. She is always right there for whatever we need. No matter what we throw at Melanie, she's always cool and organized and careful and cheerful. Melanie is such a treasure. She sees the big picture, but she also gets into the details of making things more efficient and most of all, keeping us calm. We're so grateful she has also brought her whole family to help out too. Thank you, Melanie, for all that you do.
My name is Melanie Marchfeld, and I'm a volunteer at the Rhoda Bloom Kosher Food Pantry. When my oldest daughter was 5 years old, we were looking for a volunteer activity we can do together, and trying to find something that a 5-year-old could participate in was a little tricky. A lot of organizations don't want such little children there. But when we came in, the first thing Lisa asked her, and asked her directly, was, "Can you count to 8?" And she said, of course I can. And she said, great, you're on Shabbos candles. And we were brought to a room where we counted out 8 Shabbos candles and we put them in the baggies with the blessings. And then when all the bags were full, we would bring them into the room where the food was being packed, and we would place one with each family's bags. We did that for many months. We eventually graduated to the back storage room where we helped count inventory, because she's a very good counter. And eventually we started packing the groceries too. When you step back and look at the room, you realize just how many families, how many people are affected and being helped by just the few hours you're giving once a month.
Scott Wagner of Staples and Ramsey has been a huge help to us this year. When the students across the county were heading back into the classroom this past fall, he stepped up by donating back to school kits so that they could be as ready as possible. We're so grateful to Scott for recognizing a need that has helped so many children.
Hi, my name is Scott Wagner. I'm the general manager at Staples and Ramsey. I've been a general manager for Staples for 21 years. One of the things that I do as a general manager is get involved in our community. Well, one morning during back to school season, I believe it was sometime around the middle of August, a young lady was here and she was purchasing school supplies, and I was helping her find some merchandise that she was looking for, quantity wise, and I struck up a conversation with her. I asked her some qualifying questions like, are you buying this for your school? Are you a teacher? And she said, no, I volunteer at the Jewish Community Center. And I said, oh, that is great. I said, is there a contact that I could have? Because I would love to donate also. She told me that the last year that she had to turn away people, and it kind of broke my heart. How many donations you need to make sure that you don't turn away anybody? And I doubled it. I gave over 200 to her to make sure that she did not turn away one individual. My wife has actually inspired me to do things in the community.
Our next honoree has been providing food for the food pantry for the past 25 years. Matti Feder of Wesley Kosher is such a caring person. His attention to detail and consistent help with the groceries make sure we always have everything we need for distribution day. Thank you so much, Matti.
So I'm one of the managers. I'm part of the team in Wesley. As you see, Wesley Kosher. And Baruch Hashem, very successful. And we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of chesed to organizations. I knew Rhoda Bloom from the store, and she used to come in a lot to us, and we spent a lot of time. And then when she introduced herself as part of the Jewish Family Services, this is when we got connected. And now with the pandemic, it's a little hard. Products not coming in as usual, but we still try to match and find best product and best prices. In the beginning, Rhoda Bloom, she was the one. Whoever knew Rhoda Bloom would never ever turn her down for anything. Rhoda Bloom was a real Jewish person with the full heart, and everything else. It was her and her husband. I used to spend a lot of time over there. She used to come a lot to the store. So Jewish Family Service is part of my life.
Now come with me and meet Doris Zuckerberg, our Director of Older Adult Services. Doris is going to speak to us about some of the amazing services we provide for older adults in our community, and also about our wonderful Unsung Heroes honoree, Gwen Murray.
Thanks so much, Maria. I'm here to speak about the Older Adult Program for Rockland Jewish Family Service. Older Adult Services has always been very key to the mission of RJFS. This year we've had quite a number of additional challenges. We have people who are caring for their loved ones with Alzheimer's who really don't have the support of day programs. We have Holocaust survivors who really don't have family nearby the way they had when relatives were able to visit more freely. We have people who are mourning their loved ones and who are mourning without the supports of family and friends being with them because of safety issues. We have people who are struggling with chronic and acute illnesses who are unable to have visitors and are dealing with isolation. And because of these particular challenges, the staff of the older adult program has been particularly involved in trying to fill in some of the gaps. We're very proud that one of our honorees, Gwen Murray, has been so involved in making a difficult situation somewhat more manageable for so many people in our community. And she's done this through her particular gifts, her kindness, her sensitivity, her extraordinary skill. It's been said that social work is both an art and a science. And to that extent, Gwen is both a talented scientist and a remarkable artist. She has all the traits you'd want for yourself or for your loved one during a time of crisis. She's also a wonderful friend. During these times of tension, Gwen has been responsible for many laughs during times when not too much funny is going on. So, Gwen, I would like to thank you on behalf of our agency, on behalf of the many people that you've helped. We all love you, Gwen.
I try to meet the entire family, and meeting them at home is best. That's what COVID has really harmed, I think, for us. We haven't been able to meet a couple of families. It's just been a lot of phone conversations, and that can go only so far. If you see somebody in their natural environment, and you see, yes, that they have, maybe you look in their, check in their fridge, and everything's expired, and you wouldn't know that because they very often continue the conversation that they've had all their lives with people that sounds perfectly normal. And as an outsider, you don't know that that's not the way that they, would have spoken to you. When I'm able to put people together with the resources that they need, that's very gratifying.
Hi everybody, I'm Leslie Goldress, and I'm Fundraising Vice President of Rockland Jewish Family Service. In addition to being involved in the fundraising aspect of our agency, I'm also involved in our outreach committee. And our outreach committee is one of the most active committees that we have at RJFS. We actually meet every month and work on projects to reach out into the community. One of our most interesting projects is the Slick Club, which is a club which meets on a regular basis, of course now on Zoom, for disabled Jewish adults. And we celebrate holidays together. We're going to introduce in a few minutes two of our volunteers, Steve Berman and Sally Winter. Steve has been involved in the agency for many, many years. And he's involved as a send-a-friend. And on a regular basis, he has been visiting one of our shut-ins for many, many, many years. In addition to that, Steve helps us with our delivery for packages before each Slick Club. The second person is Sally. Sally was new on our committee and jumped right in and got involved. She got involved first with outreach and with the Slick Club. And eventually, she joined our board. So now we'd like to introduce Steve Berman and Sally Winter.
5 years ago, I volunteered to be a person who makes Bikuah Cholim, visits to the sick. I have a background of being a teacher, so we had a lot of conversations and discussions about the advantages and disadvantages of being a principal and a teacher. Not only did I get educated in a very interesting manner based on all the different experiences of the people I worked with, I really enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed helping the people that I did. I got smiles on their faces most of the time. I was invited one time to talk with Cy, and we had a great time talking about my experiences, his experiences. So I really gained a tremendous education, for which I'm really thankful. And we have read books. Sometimes I read, sometimes he reads. We also talk about current events. We talk about the situation politically in the United States. And we have a very good interchange.
He's a good friend. We have things in common. We like the same people. I respect him. I respect his views, how he handles himself.
He's a dear friend, and we treasure it.
Motivating piece was, I was an advocate for a Down syndrome young man for over 35 years. And when he passed away, Jewish Family Service was there to help me with his funeral. And that's what got me involved in Jewish Family Services. And then I decided, you know, this has to be a good organization. So I availed myself and I got involved. I love the outreach program because I started a program at Temple Beth Shalom for developmentally challenged Jewish adults. And, you know, JFS also started a program that was similar. And my feeling was, that's great. The more things they have to do, the more events they have to participate in, the better it is. I just think that Jewish Family Services is there for the community, not just the Jewish community, but the community as a whole. And I think that's what draws me to JFS. That Jewish Family Services accept people where they are and help them become better at what they can do, not what they can't do.
Love it.
Hi, my name is Ken Sherman, and I'm president of RJFS. Now that you found out about the wonderful programs that we provide to Rockland County and the rest of the community, I hope you can find it in your heart to donate. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today for our virtual Unsung Heroes celebration. I am so glad that you were able to spend time with our RJFS family. I hope you learned something about the amazing staff and volunteers who make our agency so very special.